Hi everyone, it's your boy M.C.Mic again, and this time we are talking about my wrestling t-shirts again, but this time the ones from TNA, formerly known as Impact Wrestling. And yeah, this is part 2, and I would say let's get into the video, shall we? So here you can see some of my Impact Wrestling / TNA merchandise. And yeah, before I show you the t-shirts and the caps that I have, I wanted to give a little update on the situation from my friend in Portugal. Yeah, she lives currently in another apartment. She has a new room, but she is searching for a new room, but she has help from a Nigerian agent this time. So she will find a new apartment soon. This time everything will work in a better way. So everything is fine now. Yeah. So now to the t-shirts. This one is from the time TNA became Impact Wrestling, and it is one from Hulk Hogan, the immortal one. I will show you the front. Here's the front. Here's the front. It says Immortal H2. I think it's this H2 is meant as second version of Hulk Hogan, the immortal one. It's a nice, beautiful T-shirt from this time, and the other side is here. On the other side is something written too. I am that jam. And here you can see Impact Wrestling, the logo. It's a very nice t-shirt, and it is from the time when Hulk Hogan was part of Impact Wrestling. That was the time when Impact Wrestling was at its prime. TNA became big, and they actually were able to compete with WWE at the time in some areas, but not completely, obviously. WWE were too big, but they were able to challenge them on in some areas. They nearly had a live event here in Germany at some point, but then they had to cancel it for some reason. I don't know why. I had a card for it, but I had to send it back because the event was cancelled. and I was hoping to see for the first time in my life Sting live. Because at that time Sting was a part of Impact Wrestling 2. I hoped to see Sting live, I hoped to see Hulk Hogan live, but yeah, sadly that wasn't happening. And yeah, they cancelled that tour. So yeah, that was that. And that was the t-shirt from Hulk Hogan that I have from his time at Impact Wrestling. Here we have the next one. That is the t-shirt from Sting from his time in in Impact Wrestling, in TNA Wrestling. Here you can see the Scorpion. Here another Scorpion on this t-shirt. Here on the side you can see his face. Wait a minute. It's on the side of this t-shirt where you can see his face. Here you can see the face of Stinger. On the side, with his name under it written. Sting's face on the side of this t-shirt. And on the back of this t-shirt you can see the Impact Wrestling logo. You can see the side with the Sting's face. The face of the Stinger, one of the greatest wrestlers for me. He was one of my favorite wrestlers in WCW. He was obviously one of my favorite wrestlers in TNA too. He had one of his best runs in TNA, and he had one of his best runs in AEW. He had his worst run in WWE, sadly, because they had still the vendetta to destroy nearly every WWE superstar, WCW superstars. Sorry, I misspoke. But they were still under that vendetta, and they just wanted to have his name and himself to complete the destruction of WCW. They wanted to destroy the last bit of WCW that is left. That's why WWE hired Sting. That is my opinion of this, because everyone has seen what they have done to him. He has nearly won. He has nearly not. He nearly didn't won any match in WWE. They had a vendetta back then when they bought WCW and hired every wrestler that wanted to come over to WWE. and they still had that vendetta when Sting came to the WWE, and they wanted to destroy him, and they nearly did that. But thankfully AEW gave him a worthy last run, and it was amazing. And I am so thankful for AEW for doing that, for doing that for Sting, because that was an amazing run. I love AEW. Don't get me wrong, I love WWE too, but WWE fucked up the opportunity to make great storylines with Sting, great rivalries with Sting, and they completely fucked up his run. But AEW fixed it, basically. He had a good last run, and I'm happy for him that he could end his career on a good note. But back to the TNA t-shirts. And TNA gave an awesome run too. Shout out to TNA. I love TNA for that. Awesome run. Yeah. Now to the next t-shirt. Here we see one of the t-shirts from Mr. Anderson, formerly known as Mr. Kennedy from WWE, but in TNA he had a way better run than he had in WWE. They made him a bigger star than they made him a bigger star in their company than they did in WWE. No? The people in the WWE did. It is a nice microphone here, an old school microphone that he liked to use to announce himself. No? And as you know, he did that twice. From Green Bay, Wisconsin, Mr. Anderson. No? Yeah, that was Mr. Anderson / Mr. Kennedy. No? But in TNA he was Mr. Anderson, and he also, here on the back side of this t-shirt it says pro wrestling is real, total non-stop action wrestling here. No? I think it's a 10-year anniversary t-shirt. I don't know, but it's, many people say wrestling is fake. It's not. It's, the matches are predetermined, yeah, but all what is happening in the ring is certainly as real as it gets. Sure, the punches are not that real, but and the kicks aren't that real too in many cases, but you get what I'm saying. They're landing hard on the mat and everything like that. The kicks still connect sometimes with the bodies, so they feel that too. And also the grapples and everything, they feel these actions. They feel the landings, the actions, and yeah, it's all these actions, all these grapples and everything, many things that they do, they really hurt. And I respect the hell out of them. I for their athletic abilities, for their strength that they are showing in the ring, and the risks that they are take with every move, because basically nearly every move that they are doing is very risky. Like pile drivers or something like that. Very risky moves. Or the high flying spots. Or some other moves that they are doing. Many moves are very have heavy high risk factors and so and everything like that. And I respect each and every one of the wrestlers, male or female, that are taking these risks to entertain us. And obviously they are not only doing that for us, they are doing that for themselves because they love to do it. Also, they make a lot of money with it. But I love wrestling so much, and I love the wrestlers for doing that, because I fell in love with wrestling so much. I wanted to be a wrestler myself, but sadly I can't. Maybe you know the reason already. I've said it many times. I'm a handicap, that's why I can't wrestle. I'm not allowed to. If I were allowed to do that, I could be a wrestler. That would be not a problem, but I can't. I could have gone to a wrestling school and could have learned the craft and everything like that. Here's another Mr. Anderson t-shirt. He called his fans assholes. His fans are the assholes. And he himself is an asshole himself. So, yeah. He's our number one asshole. We love him. And we are his fans, and we are his assholes. Sounds funny, but it is what it is. So here you can see his arm grabbing the microphone to announce his name, Mr. Anderson. Yeah. And here, this is the front of the t-shirt. And here you can see the M.A. on the back, Mr. Anderson. So, that was the Mr. Anderson t-shirts. Oh, here you can see the TNA, 10 years old at the time, I think. Here, total non-stop action wrestling. I loved TNA when it was at its prime. I loved this to watch it. I saw people like AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels there. I wasn't that much of a fan of AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels at first, but later I learned to love them because they are very good wrestlers. They are fantastic wrestlers. AJ Styles is currently in WWE showing to the world how phenomenal he is, and he is indeed phenomenal. One of the greats, for sure. I wished Mr. Anderson would have made a comeback to WWE too, but sadly he didn't. And yeah, it is what it is. I wished for him that he had a good run, maybe as a WWE champion, but no, it didn't happen. Here we see the next t-shirt, and it is a Drew Galloway t-shirt. Galloway speaks here as a ad for his Twitter account, and yeah, and stand up if you love pro wrestling was his motto. And yeah, stand up hashtag, and here Galloway speaks. And that was on the front of this t-shirt, and here on the back you can see the Impact Wrestling logo. I was a fan of Drew Galloway way before he was called Drew Galloway. When I saw him at his first run as Drew McIntyre in WWE, I instantly became a fan of him. He was a good heel. He was the chosen one back then. And yeah, I liked him. I really liked him. I didn't like his first t-shirt. That's why I didn't bought it. But I liked him. He was a great wrestler back then, and he's a great wrestler right now. And he's now a multiple-time WWE champion, and not only that, he's a multiple-time, and he is a world champion too. So here the next one is another Drew McIntyre t-shirt, but it's not only from Drew McIntyre. It was a team that he had at TNA. TNA. It's what's called The Rising. And apparently Eli Drake was a part of it, who is now called LA Knight in WWE. And yeah, Drew McIntyre and him, they had this motto. Yeah, this motto was not only Drew Galloway's motto at that time. It was the motto of his group that was called The Rising. Here's the Impact Wrestling sign. Here's stand up if you love pro wrestling. And I do love pro wrestling. I love it. Yeah. A awesome t-shirt from an awesome group. I forgot who was the third part of the group, but yeah. I will look it up and say it maybe in the next video. But yeah. Here you can see the t-shirt. It's a great one. And yep. Now we are talking about the next one. So the next one is, yeah, Mickie James, former WWE superstar, now active in TNA wrestling, hardcore country. Mickie James. I have bought this t-shirt. It is a new one. Yeah, not that new anymore, but it is the newest t-shirt from TNA that I bought. It's the last rodeo t-shirt from Mickie James. And yeah, hardcore country had the best run in TNA wrestling. Even, and in my opinion, even better run than she had in WWE. Even though she had big success there too. But I love the fact when she came back to WWE that she had the ability to come out with her own music and the TNA Knockouts Championship. That was awesome. And she made history with it. Yeah, she made absolute history with it. That was awesome. So, and here we see this great t-shirt. I love this t-shirt. I'm thankful that I found it, but the guy who owned it before me didn't treat it as well as I do, because it's a little bit damaged at the back of it, but as you can see, it's a Beer Money Inc. t-shirt. I loved Beer Money. First I thought the name was sounded really dumb, but later I liked it. Bobby Roode and James Storm. Beer Money. And I like their music. It's an awesome music. Beer Money. Here you can see the TNA wrestling logo. Mind on my money, Bobby Roode, Robert Roode, and money on my beer, James Storm. Thankfully, it's not that damaged on the back. You can see it if you don't look that near on the t-shirt, so that's good. But that were the t-shirts. Now to the caps. Here I have a Beer Money cap. It is a signed cap that I've bought together with the Beer Money t-shirt. I don't know if it's really James Storm who signed this, because it could be faked. I don't know, but it could be real too. I don't know, but I like that cap and I want to have it, and I have it. You can see the Beer Money logo. Focus. Yeah. Here, King of Tags, and then Beer Money Inc. logo, and here James Storm sign. If it's really his sign, I don't know. But it's nice. It's a nice cap, snapback. Of course, because I have a big head, like I mentioned before. And here we have two of Mr. Anderson's caps. A-hole on the front Mr. Anderson on the back. And here you can see the mic. And here you can see the mic on the front with the hand. And here Mr. Anderson on the back. Here with the mic also. Focus. And here TNA Wrestling. So that was it with this one. These were the t-shirts and caps from TNA Wrestling, or also known as Impact Wrestling. And yeah, we are finished with that one. Yeah, but as you can see, we have many more to go through, many more merchandise to go through, and this merchandise will coming up. These t-shirts and caps will be part of the next videos that I will make, part 3 and 4, and yeah, I'm very proud of my collection of wrestling clothes. And I forgot to mention this cap in the other video. It's a cap from a group. It's called the X-Crew brand, the X-Crew, and I am friends with one of the wrestlers from the X-Crew, Vegas Lee. I met him on Facebook, and we wrote sometimes, and we still write to this day with each other. He is a good guy, and yeah, his friends are independent wrestlers. He himself is an independent wrestler too. At least I think he still is a independent wrestler, and yeah, his friends are independent wrestlers too, and some of them are members of the X-Crew or X-Crew brand. And yeah, I bought this cap from them, and I will maybe buy a shirt or a hoodie from them too someday. Okay, but that was it with the video. See you in the next one, in part 3 of my wrestling clothes collection videos. See you in the next one. Your boy, M.C.Mic.